What's up, guys? Claytano here. Thanks so much for tuning in. So, Comto has just released this brand new developer's note, and I just wanted to go over it with you guys, let you know my thoughts on the new boss, the new runes, how this is going to affect the entire game and everybody's gameplay, if it is or if it's not. So let's just start into it here. So, this developer from Summoner's War, who shall not be named for whatever reason. It's been 2 months since he's reached out to everybody. Good to hear from him again. Anyway, first off, let's talk about the new dungeon, the Necropolis, and the boss, the Ancient Lich King. The Necropolis is a dangerous place where the dead walk and attack every living life that intrudes the dungeon. The Ancient Lich King harnesses the power of death. So, sounds pretty cool. Nice little intro there from the developer. Here's how he looks. Pretty much just looks like a undead guardian, giant dragon, one of those things. So, pretty cool looking. The Ancient Lich King possesses the following skills. So let's take a look at his skills. Exploit Soul. Attacks all enemies, recovering 50% of the damage dealt as HP. The damage of Exploit Soul increases permanently every time the skill is used. So basically, the longer the fight goes on, the more damage he's going to deal, the more it's going to hurt, and the more he's going to heal himself. So we gotta try to take it out quick. Imprison Soul. Imprisons the soul of the enemy that has dealt the most damage and controls the enemy. The imprisoned soul is set free once its HP is brought to 0. So for this one, I'm not sure what it means by controls the enemy. I don't know if it's gonna basically like a provoke or what that exactly means, so I'm sure we'll find out very soon. But basically once you die, then you can be used again, but then you're dead. So anyway, to be determined for that one. Soul Barrier, it's a passive skill that he gets. Each turn, a barrier that nullifies a certain number of attacks is generated. When attacked without the barrier, the max HP decreases by 30% of the incoming damage. So let's read that one more time. Each turn, a barrier that nullifies a certain number of attacks is generated. When attacked without a barrier, the max HP decreases by 30% of the incoming damage. So, what this means is people that attack, or monsters that attack multiple times, is going to be very, very beneficial in this dungeon, because say Necropolis is going to put up a shield and it's going to say 4 turns on it. You're going to have to hit it 4 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, before you start doing any damage. Once you start doing damage on it, then it's 30% of all incoming damage his max HP drops by. So that's pretty cool. So, people like Escher would be good in this one, that hits 4 times. The Wind Ninja would be good in this one, that hits, 8 times. The new Water Assassin would be good in this one too. So definitely all these guys that hit multiple times will be a lot better. And even for Zeros, I think with his fire, his Rain of Fire, his second skill, I think it would be good for that one as well. Also the new meta Theomars, who has that triple skill, I think that would work well. Basically anything that hits multiple times I think is going to be a good one for this. Maybe something like Tyron as well. The list goes on. And then we have another passive here, revives with 50% HP at the moment of death. Will not be able to receive beneficial effects during battle, but instead is immune to silence or cool time increasing skill effects. So for this one, basically you have to kill him 1.5 times, it seems like, because as soon as he dies, he's gonna get revived. Now this is a passive, so Tessarian's debuff isn't gonna help on him either. because he's a boss and he's gonna revive. So nothing we can do about that there. The time of the death, or the time of the dead passive. The attack speed of all enemies and allies is suppressed and cannot exceed a certain cap. Also, all skills that influence the attack bar will not be activated. So Vertihile, he's done. He's not good in this thing apparently, because anytime you use an attack bar increasing effect, it's not going to be activated. Attack speed of all enemies and allies is suppressed and cannot exceed a certain cap. So this is pretty much going to be, yeah, I don't want to say too much about it just yet because I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, because down here it says the Lich King continuously revives, so you must defeat the boss, decreasing the max HP. To get through the soul barrier, you're required to bring monsters that attack multiple times. Also cause the attack speed cap. Attack speed increasing and decreasing skill effects may come in very handy. So if there's an attack speed cap, then why would an attack speed increasing and decreasing skill come in very handy? Probably because it's talking about the base speed when you come in. So the base speed is going to be capped at maybe like 100, kind of like Leo does. So base speed will be capped at 100, and then from then on you can use like Bernard and things like that that help out. Maybe even Spectra would work in this one because it says decreasing speed, so that would be good there. And as far as the passive, it sounds like it keeps coming back and keeps coming back. So it revives at 50% HP, and then I'll have 25% HP, and then I'll have, you know, even less and even less and even less. So gotta make sure we bring those multiple attackers with us on those. It says Necropolis has 5 phases and will be available at all times, just like the Giant's Keep and Dragon's Lair. So it'll have like B1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll be able to require higher grade runes along with the new rune as well. So this new rune, I think it's going to change the way the game is played, because for super tanky HP based monsters, this is going to wreck them. The reason why is because if their damage is based on max HP, and well, let's go over the rune first. Let's scroll down here real quick to get to the rune, which is, okay, we'll go back to the monster drop list a little bit later. So the new rune is called the Destroy rune, so that's pretty awesome. It's kind of sweet sounding, so let's see what it exactly does. The newly added Destroy rune is a 2-piece set rune that decreases your the enemy's max HP. So it's a 2-piece. So that means you could do this with Violent or whatever else you want to do. I think it would be paired well with Violent because this is what it does here. When attacking the enemy with 2 Destroy runes equipped, your enemy's max HP will be destroyed by the amount of damage that you deal, up to a limit of 4% of the max HP. So with this, it's not going to deal any additional damage, but it deals 4% more of the max HP and just takes that off the top. So whenever they get healed up, they're without that 4% extra max HP. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work with multiple turn skills where you attack more than once. So that way, you know, if you use somebody like Theomars who attacks 3 times on his second skill, he can get up to 16% of the max HP gone. I don't think it's going to work like that, but I think with somebody who's like Tyron, who has that 30% chance to attack again for his first skill, I think that would destroy the max HP by 4% each time he attacks, because that's one of those skills where if he hits again on the second turn, he can also stun with Despair. So anything like that I think it would work on, but anything like the Wind Ninja skill where you attack 8 times, I don't think it's gonna work where it's gonna take out that much max HP off the top. So that's still to be determined, but if I had to guess, that's the way it's gonna be. Only decreases the max HP, however the decreased max HP can't be recovered until the battle ends. That's pretty obvious, I hope not. You can only destroy up to 4% of max HP at a time, and can destroy up to 60% throughout the battle. So 60% is the cap that you can take off, so if somebody has 20,000 HP, you can bring them all the way down to only having like 8,000 HP, which is pretty good, but hopefully by then they'd be dead anyway. So up next here, let's see. Max HP can't be decreased lower than 40% of its original value. So that sounds like it kind of contradicts itself, and can destroy up to 60% throughout the battle. Max HP can't be decreased lower than 40%. Oh, yeah, so, okay, so that's saying the same thing twice. If you equip multiple destroy runes, you can apply the destroy effect multiple times. If you equip 4-piece 2 sets, you can destroy up to 8% of the max HP at a time, and with 6 pieces, 3 sets, you can destroy up to 12% of the max HP at a time. That sounds pretty soupy. That sounds so OP. That sounds super soupy. Please note that the destroy rune effect does not apply to bosses. Obviously, hope that this edition of the new rune will bring a whole new set of strategies and creative plays to play. And rune will bring a whole new set of strategies and creative plays to the game. Yes, I think it will too. I think it's awesome. I think this is kind of the stuff that most of us players are looking for to keep the game interesting and keep people coming back. Let's go up here real quick to the last thing here on the list is to go over the rune drop changes. So basically we have some different setups. So Garen Force is going to drop energy, fatal, blade. So this is where it changes here. Mount Rigon is going to drop guard runes now. It's still going to be the same thing where you can only get up to like 4-star runes with it, but still it's not bad if you're trying to just complete a set really quick to have something like this. Endure. Will is going to be dropped. Sorry about that. Will is going to be dropped inside Rophagus now. Fireman's going to drop Swift now instead of Violent. Rophagus. Yeah, Rophagus. Rophagus. That's what it's called. Sorry. Anyway, so Swift instead of Violent. So Fireman is no longer going to drop Violent. The only way that we can get Violent now is going to be through Dragon's Lair, which I think is legitimate since Violent is pretty much the best rune in the game, and I think it'll still be the best rune in the game even with destroy runes now. Violent's still going to be dropped only now in Dragon's Lair. I think that's a huge change there, so that way you know, with newer players starting out, it's going to be a lot harder to get Violent runes. So definitely if you're a new player starting out and don't have this advantage now with being able to get a couple rune sets from Faimon, definitely you need to focus on your dungeon running teams first and foremost. Don't try to worry about anything other than that, like Arena, Trial of Ascension. Just focus on your dungeon running teams, get that down so that way you can start getting those Violent runes and everything else there, and those Despair runes as well. Alright, so also though, Vampire is going to be eligible at Aiden Forest. So basically what's happening is Vampire is switching with Dragon's Lair. So Dragon's Lair is now mainly for Violent runes. You know how vampire runes only used to be able to be attainable from Dragon's Lair. Well, now they're eligible through the main scenario, and then Violent is the new Dragon's Lair main rune. Kind of how that's working out. Also, you can still get Nemesis from Furin, you can still get Shield from Mount Runar, and now you can get Destroy from Chiruka Remains. And Revenge, I guess they're thinking that the Revenge runes are a little bit, you know, should be easier to get, so they put Revenge up there and then added Destroy. So definitely a couple little changes there. They got rid of quite a bit of eligible runes here, which makes, I think, Dragon's Lair a whole lot more viable, because you can get Revenge, Endure, Will, Swift, and Violent from the same dungeon. So most Guardian 3 teams or Guardian and above teams are looking for Violent runes, they're looking for Swift runes to make their Chloes, their Bernards faster, their Vertihowls faster, and then they're looking for Will runes to counter all that good stuff, and then Revenge runes to help out with their tanky defenses. So all of these, this change I think is going to be awesome, so that way you can just, you know, basically just sit and farm Dragon's Lair. Now, the only reason why you would still want to farm Giant's Keep is still for those, well, I guess you can't get Rage runes from Giant's Keep anymore, so that's gone. The only reason why you want to farm there is Despair and maybe Blade, but I think Giant's Keep is kind of gonna die unless you really want Despair runes. And then Necropolis is going to have Rage, Nemesis, Shield, Vampire, and Destroy. It's the only place now where you can get Rage. Is it really the only place you can get Rage? It is. So even in the scenario modes or anything else, the only place you can get Rage runes now is in Necropolis Dungeon. That's kind of crazy. So for it, I don't know why it's saying, oh, for 1.7.4. So this is kind of like the prerequisites, is what it's going to be here, and then it's going to switch over to this late September. So with this, it's only going to be Rage runes, Nemesis, Shield, Vampire, and Destroy in Necropolis. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the Necropolis dungeon, because there's going to be a lot of people wanting these Destroy runes to kind of counteract with those super tanky max HP damage or damage dealers based on max HP in arena. So that's about it for now, guys. As far as the updates go, let me know your guys' thoughts on it. Hey. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it. I think it's going to be a really cool update, and we should be, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, I gotta go, so thank you so much for watching. Again, love you guys to the death, and I think she got a little jealous.
What'd you say?
Nothing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If you want to see my previous video, please click on the link. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, or you can donate as well. Stay soupy and don't be a potato.